I see some information, my notes on Admiral Hans, but I don't see any information on Captain Norman. I mean, it says that Admiral Hans.
Well, all of Captain Norman's information predates the internet, so if that's the only place you do your research.
That's true. Is that what you're, that's why you gave me nothing.
Because
all I see is that Captain Norman basically has only sailed one ship, and that ship sank. So I don't get why the producer wants us to interview them, but the Admiral looks more admirable. So, okay. So they're coming very shortly, and basically we're going to do the same. We're going to let them we're doing a free interview with them where they can just chat amongst themselves. Because I just don't have time for this. I have other things. Like I have so many other people to interview that, you know, are like movie stars and things. Not really, but maybe someday in my life I might actually do that. So anyway, where are they? They're a little late, and
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Admiral.
Oh, I am
So nice.
so pleased to meet you.
Lovely.
Wow, well, so do you, if I may say so.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes, yes.
Wow, what a pleasure.
It
What a
really
pleasure.
is. I'm sure it's going to
This
be.
is wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to this.
And your friend?
Oh, yes, my friend. Yes.
Oh,
Captain Norman.
Captain Norman.
Hello.
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 Well, ladies and gentlemen, okay. We're going to start soon the interview, and I'm going to let you do a freestyle interview, which means I want you to chat amongst yourselves. I will introduce you first for the TV, and then we'll go from there. I hope you can come up with a few things to say.
Thank you. We'll do our best. I'm sure we will.
Let me just stand in front. I'm sorry for the camera. And again, left side, left side, left side. Okay.
Whatever.
I just need a new cameraman, I think. You know. And 3. You're gonna give me the numbers? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sally Tattletale presenting from somewhere in New Jersey. I'm from the Gossip Channel, and your number one best source of gossip, besides your neighbor Gladys. And I am here to interview two fine gentlemen from the Navy. One is Admiral Hans, and one is Captain Norman. Basically, Admiral Hans has sailed a lot of ships, very special, has a lot of medals, and wonderful man, I can tell by looking at him. Captain Norman, basically, he sailed one ship and it sank, and now he's a captain of a rowboat that goes across the Hudson. So I'm hoping, audience at home, that you really understand the depth of this interview, and that you understand, that you enjoy it. These two gentlemen went to the Naval Academy together, and they are going to be having, yes, and they're going to be, there's going to be a reunion at Old Orchard in August, and they wanted me to mention that. And there's the Grand Admiral Bond will be there presenting to them some medals, as in Linda Bond. I'm assuming it's James Bond's sister. So basically, I'm going to turn it over to these two fine gentlemen. Well, 1.5, I would say. And we'll go from there. Gentlemen?
Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you so much. Well, so Norman, it's Captain Norman. It's really nice to see you. Are we on? I think we're on. Are we on? Captain Norman, it's really lovely to see you. And so, how are things going? How are you doing?
Well, things are looking up.
Looking up?
That's all I can say, they're looking up.
Looking up? Well, what's
Yeah,
looking
I've been looking down a long time, but they're looking up.
Well, what exactly is looking up?
Well, I don't do so much rowing now.
Oh,
I've been given an electric engine
oh, jolly good.
by the RSPCC.
And what is the RSPCCCCC?
Well, it's the Royal Society of Prevention of Cruelty to Old Captains. Anyway, how are you getting on?
Well, jolly well, really. Of course, I don't like to boast, but I have been the master of a number of very, very, very fine vessels.
You have?
Yes, yes.
Like which?
Well, I don't like to boast, but have you heard of the Queen Mary?
Yes.
Well, I was master of the Queen Mary, and then have you heard of the Intrepid?
Yes.
Oh, well,
I think
and
so.
so I was on that, and the Titanic?
And the Titanic, and you're still here.
Well, just very briefly. And HMS Pinafore?
Very fine.
Well, and yes, it was a wonderful career. And but tell me, what ships were you on?
Well, I can't remember them all, but there was the ferry boat on the Mississippi.
Really?
I also captained a boat in a place called Star Lake. But when I went there last, the lake had been drained. Oh, and I also captained a boat for some people called Salvation Army officers at a place called Camp Ladore. They were a funny lot, I tell you. They all wanted to sit in the front of the boat, drink iced tea. No one took any notice of me at all. Though I was the captain with my hat on.
Really?
Don't
So-
let that bother you because I noticed you. I saw you right away when you came up here. Am I on
Do you know
camera?
this person?
The camera loves you.
That you ought to be. Yeah. Oh, I noticed you. Don't feel like nobody noticed you
Oh,
because
thank
I
you,
noticed you.
thank
Am I
you.
still on camera?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's just continue, shall we?
I'm going to try and get a date with this girl.
May I listen?
Yes, please, just
you.
take a seat and try to contain yourself, my dear.
It's very difficult.
So these are the Salvation Navy, were they?
I suppose so.
Yes. Were they all captains?
Well, I don't think so. Some were called captains, and some were called majors,
Oh.
and even some called colonels. But they didn't know the first thing about sailing. They just kept talking about war cries and young soldiers and something called DCs and kettles.
Oh my goodness. Shocking. That sort of language should not be allowed
Well, it
shipboard.
shouldn't. It should
No.
not. It really should
No.
not.
Well, of course, I had the privilege of captaining a real ship with lots of really important people. Really, really fine, important people.
They were?
Yes, yes,
Like
yes.
who?
Well, there was His Royal Highness the Prince of Nyosa. And then on one occasion there was Lady Mert Ryder came aboard. Apparently, she told me, she runs a club for tired officers.
Tired officers.
Yes. And then on one occasion, from Southampton to New York, there was Sir Ken Christensen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Who was he then?
Well, he said he was, or had been, a very important man in the carpet cleaning business. Yeah. Apparently he's now a major part of the carpet cleaning business.
Well,
Yeah, and he sings tenor in a very high-class choir somewhere in Tom's River, he said.
is that
Yeah.
well, I never. I'd like to see him.
Well, I think you might have met him once.
I can sing, by the way. Can you sing? You don't know any little ship songs, do you, that you could sing?
Oh, well, we do know that little ship, don't we?
A little
Ship was on the sea, it was a pretty sight. It sailed along so pleasantly, and all was calm and bright. And all was calm and bright. And all was calm and bright. it sailed along so pleasantly, and all was calm and bright.
You know, you're talking about Ken Christensen. I met him in IKEA.
In IKEA?
Yes, he was shopping for a dining room buffet, which he was going to put together for his wife, or was it for a friend? Yes, it was his friend, a guy called Norman.
Well, it is amazing who you meet, really, especially on these ships. I had a couple on my ship once, very high-class people, a Lord and Lady E. Dean. Yeah, obviously very influential, and musical too. Yeah, she played an alpine horn, I think, no, a sailor's hornpipe or something like that. And he played the alpine horn, yes. And I discovered they were not the kind of people you would meet in IKEA. Not even if there were Swedish meatballs on the menu. But I did discover he was a very, very handy man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because I had a little leak in my dinghy, you know, that sailing thing. Yeah. And he came along with a bag of tools and fixed it.
Oh, that was
good. So kind. Heart of gold, that man.
As quick as that?
Absolutely. And the only trouble was when I took it out, it sank with me in it.
Oh, well.
And then there was a retired major. His name was Dan Moore, I believe, and also another
Dan Moore?
Dan Moore, yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, not Owen Moore, but
No.
Dan Moore. Yeah, and apparently he was another musician, and he played the piccolo horn or something.
Wow.
Yeah, not sure what he was doing on my ship, but he said he was going to a Band of Love reunion on Long Island. Sounded a little iffy to me. Yes.
A Band of Love.
Yes. Mm.
Do you know what a Band of Love is?
No, but I'd like to create one if you don't mind. I was thinking maybe later we could get together maybe and try and see what a Band of Love is.
Oh, well, perhaps we could.
Okay, concentrate, Norman, concentrate.
What was I saying?
We're on television, remember? Your boat on the Hudson, I think.
Well, on my boat crossing the Hudson, I think it must have been a military lady because she had the rank of Lieutenant Colonel.
My goodness.
Her name, I saw her name was Gloria Hone.
Oh.
Just imagine having such an important person on my humble boat.
Quite.
When she told me to stop talking and get on with rowing the boat, I could tell straight away that her word was final. I replied, yes, Your Highness. And she sat up even straighter.
Verily, verily, she who must be obeyed.
Then there were the Watsons.
The what sons?
I think they were light bulb people.
Really? Oh.
I think so. I won't be sure, but I think so.
Well,
Yes.
so you had a lot of important people on board.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you, when you were on the Mississippi,
Yeah.
I assume this was in the steamboat days.
In the steamboat day.
Yes,
it was.
yes, before your boat sank.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Did you meet Mark Twain?
Who?
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Do you know, I can't remember Mark Twain, but we did have a Mark Tilsley on board. He was very nervous and insisted on wearing a large rubber tyre in case the boat sank. But he did like being beside the seaside in my boat.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to walk on the prom, 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 when the band plays band, tiddly-um-bum-bum. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. And there's lots of girls beside that I'd like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea.
And there's lots of girls beside that I'd like to be beside the seaside.
Okay, folks.
Beside the sea.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you talking about me?
Yes, singing about you.
Oh, well, I would like to be beside the sea with you, too.
I'm sorry about this. I
Oh,
really
not
am.
him as well.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Am I on camera?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all from New Jersey. Thank you for watching. Thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate it. But I would like to say that was such a pleasure
The pleasure was mine.
to meet you.
And I do hope maybe we might be able to continue this encounter a little later this afternoon.
Do you play piano?
I do, as
You
it
do?
happens. Yes.
I bet you. I just thought you did.
Yes, yes.
Can you play for me? Because I'd like to sing you a song.
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind.
You're going to sing, are you?
Yeah. You two just
We're
chat
just
amongst
gonna
yourselves.
Go have a word.
I don't play very often, but for a dear lady like yourself, it will be my pleasure.
The perks of the job. All the nice girls love a sailor. All the nice girls love a tar. For there's something about a sailor. Well, you know what sailors are. Bright and breezy, free and easy. He's the lady's pride and joy. Falls in love with Kate and Jane, then he's off to sea again. Ships ahoy, ship ahoy. Excuse me. Just, I'm going to go to the other side. Thank you. Thank you. When the man of war and merchant ship come sailing into port, the jolly tar with joy will sing out land of Hoy, with his pockets full of money and a parrot in his cage. It smiles pretty girls on the landing stage. All the nice girls love a sailor. All the nice girls love a tar. For the nice girl about a sailor, well, you know how sailors are. Bright and breezy, free and easy. He's the lady's pride and joy. Oh, he loves with Kate and Jane, then he's off to sea again. Ship ahoy, ship ahoy.
Excuse
The
me.
end.
I just had to get my glasses on to see you. I can't put...
Oh, yes. Admiral, can you steer the ship, please?
Excuse me, Captain. That's totally out of order now.
Steer the ship. Steer the ship.
And would you be so kind, I think the decks need swabbing. Thank you very much, Norman. Appreciate it. Okay, my dear, I think we're safe now.
The perks of the job.
And so we hope to see you again sometime. Maybe in the Bronx next time. We love you. Bye.